the lecture. Sorry about that. They're just lymphocyte, same size as red blood cell. This is the nucleus. So lymphocyte. Then you have monocyte. These two are agranulocytes. Remember that? These two are agranulocytes. Then you have the three granulocytes, right? You're going to see it. The three granulocytes. Neutrophil, they have granules. The model is showing you they have granules, but the granules do not pick up acid or base. Then basophil, they pick up base in a stain, and they do pick up acid, so they call them acidophil. Do not go by shape of nucleus in these guys. Then you have the brain. The parts of the brain you're supposed to know is frontal lobe, is that right? Parietal lobe right here, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, cerebellum, like a cow dung. Have you seen cows poop? It's layer like this. So, and then pons, this thing right here is pons. Can you see it, Marco? Pons and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. That's all you have to know about the brain, nothing else. Yeah, it would be, maybe I'll add this in the future. These are your olfactory bulb for sense of smell. But anyhow, okay, this is vitreous humor. I'm not going in order. Vitreous humor. Then you have sclera, right? The white portion of the eye. It protects hard, very tough connective tissue. Have you guys tried to cut an eye? Not human eye, or the sheep eye, or a cow eye. Oof, good luck. Very tough to cut into eye because of sclera. It's a connective tissue. It's not bone, but it's almost as hard as bone. Then this one, cornea, is the most successful transplant. So they take somebody's cornea and they put it in our eyes. It's because there's not much blood vessel here. This is the rest of the cornea right here. So that's cornea. Then underneath of sclera, it is your choroid, the vascular portion of the eye. And the underneath of choroid, all of the blood vessels, is retina. Okay? Retina is right here, which in this model, retina is shown nice and beautifully. Like these are rods and cones. Okay? Am I making some sense, everybody? Rods and cones. So in this model, vitreous humor, retina. In this model. In this model, all you have vitreous humor. Then, in front of the eye, right here, in front of the eye, this is the iris. Is that right? Mm-hmm. This is the iris. And this opening right here, I put a piece of tape right here. The tip of the tape. What is the name of structure? Structure. Pupil. What is the name? The tape would be here. What is the name of structure? Iris. Okay, so you know, and then you say, oh no, Amir, the tape was here. No, I say no, the tape was there. But anyhow, what is the name of the structure? That's a nerve. That's your optic nerve. And then fovea is in here somewhere. That pink. That pink right here is a fovea. Okay, I think I went over everything in the eye. Our lens is here, but I don't know. Okay, cuboidal epithelial tissue, squamous epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue. That's all. Cardiac muscle, intercalated disc. The cells are either branched or straight, like this. And these are intercalated disc, gap junction. In Bio 1, you studied that in more details. Nuclei, and that's it. Cardiac muscle. Okay, osteon or Haversian system. The whole thing is osteon Haversian system. Is that right? You all know what I'm talking about? So in this, I might say, what is this model indicative of? The whole model is osteon or Haversian system. Am I straight?
Yes.
Okay. Central canal. You don't have perforating canal here, right? There's no perforating canal here. Central canal. In the central canal, you have vein, artery, nerve, blah, blah. And then you have osteocyte, osteocyte, osteocyte. The lines are canaliculi. The white area, creamish area is matrix. So in here, the blue would be osteocytes and the orange would be lacuna. And then these lines are canaliculi. Okay? Neuron, I'm sorry. Let's do this one, the bone again. So central canal, perforating canal, osteon, spongy bone, compact bone. It goes all around, right? Compact bone goes around your long bones. It's all around is compact bone. And then perforating canal, osteocytes, the rest is there. Okay, neuron, right? Dendrites, nucleus is gone, but node of Ranvier, right? You all know what I'm talking about. And then axon terminal, neuromuscular junction, name of structure, neuromuscular junction. And then just axon right here. The yellow fat is yellow color usually. So the yellow is myelin sheath. This model is a good model. I just wish they would not cut off the cell body from the axon. They did it. It's all one part. Am I making some sense, you guys? Don't think cell body and axon are separate. No, they all have to be attached together. Anyhow, nucleus, dendrites, axon terminal from another neuron, right? So this would be postsynaptic neuron. That would be presynaptic neuron. I hope I'm making some sense. Okay, then axon, node of Ranvier. So the tape goes here. What is the name of structure? Right here. You cannot argue with me for anything else except node of Ranvier, right? And then axon, what is the name of structure? You see mitochondria in there, node of Ranvier. Then a tape goes here. What is the name of structure? Right here, myelin sheath. Mm-hmm. This is myelin sheath. You see that? All around. It goes all around. I hope I'm making. What is the name of the cell? Schwann cell. What is the name of the cell? Neuron. Not moron, neuron. Okay. Right here is skeletal muscle. Look at the nucleus. It's on the periphery of the cell. And you can see the striation. That's all. Smooth muscle, no striation. Nucleus smack right in the middle of the cell. Not in the periphery. Y'all know when I say periphery, a parameter. Right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right? So, but the nucleus is smack right in the middle of the cell. Smooth muscle. Where it is in the tubes of the body. That is in your biceps, triceps. Digestive system. So in here, you should know your esophagus, stomach, and then epiglottis is a trachea. So that would be this flap, this cartilage. All of the cartilage in this model is blue. So that would be epiglottis. It closes when food is in the mouth. It's supposed to close. You're not supposed to talk while you're eating, but the culture in this country is different. If you're on a dinner table, you don't talk. So why don't you talk? How come you're so quiet today? I'm eating, for God's sake. I might choke and die. But anyhow, esophagus, stomach, is that right? The folds of the stomach is called rugi or rugi. And then from stomach goes to the duodenum. Okay. Pancreas, right? Pancreas is both endocrine system, digestive system. Liver, digestive system. It's not a gland. We do not consider it as a gland. Small intestine, duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Large intestine, the transverse colon is missing. Anus, spleen, do not worry about that. That's not in your list. Liver, gallbladder. Okay, in the gallbladder, then liver makes bile. There are these two are hepatic duct. Oh, come on. These two are called hepatic duct, right here and here. And then this is called cystic duct, which brings bile from gallbladder into common bile duct. This is called common bile duct. We need it for later on in the semester when I talk about parasites, worms they lie right here. So anyhow, this is common bile duct, cystic duct, and hepatic duct. These two are hepatic duct. Liver. Skin, is that right? Integumentary system, epidermis, dermis, all of this is dermis. Epidermis is cornified, stratified, squamous epithelial tissue, dense irregular connective tissue, and hypodermis or subcutaneous adipocytes. As soon as you see adipocytes, then it is subcutaneous. There are a couple of nerves in here. This is blood vessel. Nerve, nerve. I don't expect you guys to know those nerves. Smooth muscle, erector pili, right? Tissue, smooth muscle, erector pili. Hair follicle, keratin, collagen. Most abundant protein molecules on planet Earth. Collagen. Kidney. Okay, urinary system, kidney, cortex layer, right? All of this is cortex, goes around. Medulla. All of this is medulla. Then you have minor calyx, minor calyx, minor calyx, minor calyx, major calyx. You have 2 or 3 major calyx in your kidney. Then goes to renal pelvis. That number is renal pelvis. Renal pelvis goes to ureter. From ureter goes to bladder. From bladder to urethra. So they took a chunk of kidney and enlarged it for you guys. Do I make sense? So you have cortex layer, medulla layer. In the cortex layer you have glomerulus, of course, and then the white is Bowman's capsule. White is Bowman's capsule. This is glomerulus. And then, okay, so glomerulus, is that right? Bowman's capsule around it. Then this is proximal convoluted tubule. You guys follow? Mm-hmm. It comes here, becomes loop of Henle in the medulla. It goes back up. This is distal convoluted tubule, right? Bowman's capsule, proximal, and she's in my proximity. Roger is in my distance, right? So proximal convoluted tubule. Jacob talked about it in lecture. Loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule. Then they come to collecting duct. Collecting duct goes to minor calyx, minor calyx. Minor calyx goes to major calyx. Major calyx to renal pelvis to ureter. Renal artery, renal vein. Renal, you know what it's getting. Okay, they took one glomerulus and then enlarged it for you guys. So this is right. So glomerulus made up of simple squamous epithelial tissue. Is that right? Bowman's capsule. Proximal convoluted tubule, right? Proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule. Afferent arrived. Afferent arterioles, efferent arterioles. Do I make sense? So it goes through a bed of capillaries, unlike what you learned from, arterial goes to capillary, then it's supposed to go to venules, but in this case, it doesn't. It goes from arterial to capillary to arterioles, and then eventually goes to capillaries. The capillaries are right here. You guys want to follow? Am I making some sense a little bit? So you have afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, they didn't show it, efferent arteriole, afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, and it goes to capillaries here in this area. I hope I'm making some sense. Okay, intestine. Oh, I gotta go over the heart. And then the stomach, same thing. When Drew G, you see everything here. Okay, so we keep it there. Intestine. Villus. Lacteal. It collects the large fat molecules and it goes to the lymphatic system. Okay. Then you have simple columnar epithelial tissue, goblet cells. Lymph node, mucosa layer, submucosal layer, muscularis layer, circular muscle, longitudinal muscle. And there's one other thing here, duodenal gland. Right, these are duodenal gland. Lymph node, duodenal gland. Make sure you see them on your slides. Goblet cells, sorry. That's it?
Heart.
Done? Oh, heart. How could I forget heart? God, you're supposed to meditate in your heart, right? You guys meditate? Okay, so in the heart, right here is, superior vena cava. Can you guys see this? Inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Right atrium. Then you have the right atrioventricular valve. When this part squeezes, the blood goes into the pulmonary artery, away from heart. Artery always go away from heart. But there is a valve here, it's called pulmonary semilunar valve. Pulmonary semi. It goes to the lungs, and then in the lungs become oxygenated, comes back to the heart. This is your right lung, left lung, coming back to the heart. This is your left atrium. Left atrioventricular valve, somebody took it. I don't know why, it's gone, but it was there. It was there. Left ventricle. Then, when left ventricle pumps, your heart is made up of two pumps, right? Left and right. So when the left ventricle pumps, then blood goes through aortic semilunar valve, and then goes to aorta through the rest of the body. So I ask you in the lecture, I ask you to know 4 blood vessels, 4 chambers, 4 valves. Let's quickly go over them. Okay, so the 4 blood vessels, superior and inferior vena cava, I'm considering as 1. Okay, superior vena cava, superior, inferior. Pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, aorta. I mentioned 4 blood vessels, right? 4 chambers, right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Am I good? Mm-hmm. Then right atrioventricular valve, left atrioventricular valve, which is missing, pulmonary semilunar valve, aortic semilunar valve. Okay, 4 blood vessels. One quick question: when you compare these two, which one is thicker?
The left.
The left. Why?
Pumps to the body.
Pump it through the body.
Pumps it to every inch of your body. Even lungs, they need some oxygen, depends. But this one is thinner. It goes to where blood goes to where?
Just the lung.
Just lungs. This one pumps the blood just to the lungs, which is called pulmonary circuit. This is between lungs and heart. This is systemic circuit, all systemic all over your body. You have a systemic infection, for example, God forbid, it means you have bacteria all over your body. I hope it doesn't happen to anyone. It's not a good thing to have. Did I go over everything?
Yes.
Emily, is that right?